Hi, my name is Laura, and I am the creator behind Sunday Morning Knits, a YouTube channel where I talk about all of the things that I am knitting, sometimes spinning, and very occasionally crocheting. Today I have a podcast episode for you, the kind of traditional knitting podcast, where I talk about my finished objects, my works in progress, and any acquisitions I have. I haven't filmed one of these in I think it's been like a month and a half. I think it was like the beginning of December the last time I filmed one of these. Part of that is because I had a big exam and then went home and then visited my boyfriend and his family on the other side of the continent, and then came back. And as many of you may know, I live in Los Angeles, and Los Angeles is currently dealing with wildfires. So all of that has conspired to create a very busy schedule for me, and I have not had time to film one of these. But I'm sitting down to do that today. I'm very excited. I have a whole bunch of things to share, which I can't wait to talk about. I am doing okay in terms of wildfires. I've had a lot of people reach out to me and ask. I am okay. I live kind of close to some of the evacuation areas, but I haven't had to evacuate yet, which is good. We did have some power outages, which was not fun to deal with. We lost power, and it was like the night that we thought we might have to evacuate, like one of the nights that it was really bad, and that was stressful, but we're getting through it. We are okay. Oh, my phone is making noises. Before we jump into finished objects, I just wanted to mention that I have a little spin along going on at the moment. Throughout the month of January, I'm challenging spinners to try something new to bring in the new year. It can be anything new, whether it's like a new type of spinning, whether you're like trying long draw for the first time or something, or a new type of plying. So I'm doing like a fractal spin for the first time, a new fibre. I'm spinning baby alpaca for the first time, or maybe you're trying supported spindle when you normally do wheel spinning. Anything like that counts. To enter, use the something new SAL hashtag and tag me in your post so that I can see it. The winner will be drawn on January 31st, and the winner will receive a braid of fibre. So yeah, if you're interested in entering, please do. I'd love to see. I've already seen so many amazing entries so far, and it's making me so happy to see so many people trying new things to bring in the new year. I also have a pattern that has been released. The Corinthian socks are out now. You can find the pattern on my website or on Ravelry. I'll also link it in the show notes. It's a free pattern. The socks are inspired by Corinthian columns. I absolutely love ancient Greek culture. I have 2 degrees in classics. And I was so inspired by yarn that I had that looked like marble and beautiful Corinthian columns that I had studied and had seen all over the place, and wanted to turn them into socks. So that pattern is out now. It is for free. It is available on Ravelry. There are 4 sizes. It has been fully tested, and everything. So please go check that out if you're interested. So let's jump in. I have a couple finished objects to talk about. The first one that I want to talk about, I actually don't have with me. It was a Christmas present for my brother. In 2021 or 2022, I can't quite remember, maybe even 2020, maybe even 2019, a local dyer to me back home did a collection of yarn based on trees. It was like a monthly subscription. It was the very first monthly subscription I ever subscribed to. I loved it so much. It was all inspired by trees and nature, and I got a whole bunch of skeins from that collection. And ever since then, I have been knitting my brother socks out of them. My brother is a very outdoorsy person, loves to ski, loves to be outdoors, loves to go hiking, things like that. So I felt like it fit him really well. So for Christmas, I knit him a pair of shorty socks with one of my last few skeins. It was my penultimate skein of that yarn, so he has one more pair of tree socks coming at him. He doesn't watch these videos, so I can say that. But I knit him a pair of shorty socks out of that for Christmas. I will insert a photo somewhere, because I obviously don't have them anymore. I didn't actually see my brother on Christmas. He didn't spend Christmas with me. He spent it with his girlfriend's family, so I actually just left the socks on his bed for him. Although I wasn't like done them when I was home, so he actually did see them in progress. but that's fine. Or like I hadn't woven in the ends or something, and he came into my room and was like poking around, and I was like, well, yeah, you've spoiled your Christmas present for yourself, because it was like sitting on my desk. Anyway, whatever. My brother is extremely knitworthy. I've knit him many socks over the years, and apparently he wears them constantly, which makes me so happy. My brother and I often exchange handmade gifts. We very rarely buy each other things. He's made me some of the most amazing Christmas presents ever. And birthday presents too, but for some reason it's a Christmas thing in my head. So it's always fun giving him things that he likes to wear. I'm actually going to be knitting him a sweater or two this year, which I am very excited about. I'm not going to talk about that on the podcast yet. I'll talk about it more once I have a little bit of a clear idea of which sweater I'm starting with and how I'm going to do it. You'll understand when I talk about it later. The next finished object that I have is a pair of socks that I knit for my dad for Christmas. Now, I actually have one of them here because I didn't finish it on time. I got one of the 2 socks done for Christmas, and I gave Dad one of the 2 socks under the Christmas tree and apologized profusely for not being done the other one. But I did have like another gift for my dad, so he got like 1 of 2 socks and then 4 bags of pretzels. I brought home his favorite pretzels from the US. So he had an actual Christmas present under the tree and a half of one. But I finished the other one, I don't know, like a day or 2 after I got back to LA from my Christmas travels. So this is just a basic sock. It's not even blocked yet. I didn't use a pattern. I have knit so many pairs of socks at this point that I don't need a pattern. So this is just 64 stitches. My dad has really narrow feet, and then I knit it to the length of his foot. He requested fingering weight yarn. He requested a dark gray, so I gave him a couple options. He picked this one. This is Madeline Tosh sock, and instead of knitting this on US 1s like I normally do, I knit this on US 1.5. I have knit with Tosh sock on US 1s before, and I found it too, like the fabric was too stiff, too bulky. I didn't like how it turned out. So I knit this one on 1.5, and it's a completely different fabric. Like this one is so soft, but like it's such a high twist that like it's going to be a very sturdy, very hardy sock yarn. My dad wants these to wear in his work boots, so I figured this was going to be a good bet. It's kind of like, it's the toughest sock yarn I have found to date, so I think that'll be a good option for him. I did just a very simple 1x1 cuff at the top and a little slip stitch heel. So yeah, that is my second finished object. I didn't get as much knitting done at home over Christmas as I thought I would. I think it's partially because I was panic knitting some Christmas presents, which I swore to myself I wasn't going to do this year, but I ended up doing but that's just me. It's the one thing my dad wanted was socks for Christmas. My dad is also extremely knitworthy, as is my mom. My whole family is very knitworthy. So yeah, I was panic knitting Christmas presents and didn't have a ton of time to knit other things, but that's okay. I have gotten a lot of knitting done over the last couple days because, you know, things have been canceled. School has been canceled, so it's kind of made up for it. Anyway, let's talk about my next finished object. So you may have seen this on Ravelry. No, not Ravelry. I mean Instagram. You may have seen this on Instagram because I did post about this, but I am done my AOS Fest. I love it. I think it's so cute. This is a pattern that I'm doing in collaboration with Cozy Yarn Shop. I'm not going to give you any more information than that. But a test call is going to be going out for this vest very shortly. The pattern will be coming out in May. So test is going out very soon. If you are interested in testing, please sign up for my newsletter, which is linked down below in the show notes, because I will be putting the test call out there. I can't guarantee that the test call, I'll be able to announce it on YouTube, but Instagram and my newsletter will be the 2 places that you can find the test It is graded for 11 sizes, from a 28-inch bust, I believe, to a 68-inch bust. The bust circumference of this vest actually goes all the way up to 70 inches because that includes the 2 inches of positive ease that I recommend. So yeah, this is my AOS vest. As you can see, there's a lot of beautiful texture on the front. So there's like moss stitch and then this lovely cable pattern with, you can't really see it because I actually haven't blocked this yet, but there are lace flowers inside some of the little diamonds and some more moss stitch. The back is plain stockinette, so it's not like you have to do moss stitch for the entire vest because I understand that would be frustrating. There are 2 options for the neck, so you can either crochet a little frill like this, or you can do I-cord like I've done around the armhole and across the bottom. So that's my AOS vest. It is a DK weight US size 4 needles. So if you are interested, stay tuned. The test call should be coming out in the next like 2 weeks. I'm hoping the test will start beginning of February or like very end of January, and I want it to go until the end of April. So 12 weeks to test. It's a vest, it's cropped, it shouldn't hopefully take forever to knit. I knit a size 7 for myself, so a 50-inch bust or 52-inch bust. My vest will have 4 inches of positive ease on me because I have a 50-inch bust. The size is for a 52-inch bust, and then I knit it with 2 inches of positive ease. And I knit the size 7, and it took me, I think in total it would have been like 4 or 5 weeks. But I also didn't knit monogamously, had to design the pattern, had to do a lot of ripping back. So I guess how long it took me to knit is kind of skewed for how much I will hope it takes my testers to knit. But anyway, this is my AOS vest. I love it so much. I hope you do too. And yeah, if you're interested in testing, sign up for my newsletter, follow me on Instagram. You'll be able to hear more about the test call coming soon. I think that is it for finished objects. I have an almost done work in progress, so I think I'll start with that one. Part of my January goals has been to finish up some of the whips that I had kind of coming into the new year, especially Christmassy whips. So I'm really working on finishing my Christmas spin. I'm doing a fractal spin of this like very Christmassy yarn. Trying very hard to finish that because I'm not quite in the Christmassy mood. I'm ready to like move on, do some other colors. So trying very hard to finish that up. And in the same vein, I am trying to finish my Christmas socks. So as you can tell, I haven't woven in any ends yet, but that's also because I haven't done heels yet. I'm doing forethought heels, so I just have some waste yarn. I guess you can't really tell, but the waste yarn is this little cream one here, where I'm going to put my heels in. And I actually finished the like toe of the sock on this one this morning, right before filming this. So I'm very proud of that. This is the second one that I knit. It actually took me way less time than I expected it to. It went so fast, which is always lovely. I feel like a lot of my sock projects lately have been taking me forever, but that's partially because they're all like lace and cable socks. So it's nice to have like a really just plain stockinette. For these socks, I am using West Yorkshire Spinners 4-ply sock yarn. It's a BFL nylon blend, I believe. BFL British wool and nylon, I think is the blend actually. It is self-striping, as you can see. It's this super cute like Christmassy pattern. This is a colorway Holly Berry. I actually got it at some point last year and then cast on right before Christmas. I'm doing the cuffs and the toes and then the heels in just a cream from Cascade. It's the Cascade Heritage cream. I can't remember exactly what it's called, but it's definitely the cream because I have the white and I did not pick it for this because I thought cream would look better. Yeah, I think it's gonna be really cute. I just have to add the heels. I'm almost done. I'm so excited. I hilariously also have a drop stitch that I have to fix. I like dropped it so far back once I realized it. I was like at the heel when I realized that I dropped that stitch, and I was like, I'm not laddering back to fix that. That would be useless. So I just put a little stitch marker in it, and I'm gonna go fix it later. I gotta remember to do that. So yeah, those are my Christmas socks. I'm very excited to finish them. I'm ready to be done. And that's partially because I have several other pairs of socks in the needles. One pair of socks that I actually put some work into that you haven't seen for a while are my, what I call Dole Whip socks. They're these guys. So this is Paisley Knits yarn. This was, oh, let me take a look. The Love Stays and Lemon. This was the August Club colorway set from the book club yarn club for 2024. August colorway. As you can see, the contrast color is this like really bright yellow, and then the body is this like fun pinky orange. I call them my Dole Whip socks because I cast these on and started them back over the summer because my partner and I were going to a baseball game, and I wanted to have something to work on at the baseball game. And at this baseball game, I got to try Dole Whip for the first time, and I don't know, the colors are just kind of similar to me, and I lovingly termed these my Dole Whip socks. So I've had these on the needle since like July. As you can see, I already have one sock done. I have this cool little like stripe at the toe here, and they're ribbed all the way down, little contrast color cast on. And I did the whole heel turn and heel flap, as you can see. That was my latest addition. Oops, can I center this? There we go. That was my latest addition to these socks. My partner and I went and played Pokemon Go on Community Day recently, in a park. And I wanted some knitting to work on, and this was small and easy to do while you're trying to catch Pokemon. So that's what I brought with me, and I really want to get these done. Hopefully this month, I think. They've been on my needles for so long, which is totally fine. It's just like a purse project or like a backpack project that I toss in. But I have some other really pretty sock yarn that I want to start. Specifically because I got the last 3 months of my book club, yarn club subscription from Coley. And they're so pretty. I'll show you at the end in my acquisition section, and I really want to cast on with those now. So trying to get these finished so that I can cast on with the other ones. I'm not using a pattern for these ones. These were actually a test for the ribbing for the heel of my Corinthian socks. But there's no pattern. I'm making it up as I go. So yeah, I don't remember what needle size I'm using. I think it's 1.5, but I don't remember, and I don't have my little like needle tester thingy around to test that out right away. So that's my guess. In terms of other socks I have on the go, I have a kind of secret pair of socks on my needles that I'm not going to show you, but it's for a fun collab coming out soon. I hope you like them. These socks are in testing right now, so the pattern will be coming out fairly soon, and I will announce more of that when the time comes. There's also some fun socks that I want to cast on. Another collab pair of socks that, again, I'm not going to say anything about, but this is going to be my year of collaborating on patterns with people, apparently, which is so exciting. I love doing it. It's so much fun. But I can't tell you any more than that at the moment, so yeah. My next work in progress is a sweater that I have put a ton of work into. I was really hoping to finish this before Christmas, and that didn't end up happening because I was panic gift knitting, which is fine. But I have put in a ton of work on my Ingrid sweater. So this is the Ingrid sweater by Petiteknit. I am knitting it with lichen and lace beetroot. It is the worsted weight yarn in the colorway beetroot. Sorry, I should specify. And you can see that my progress keeper from the last time I filmed is like all the way up here. So I finished the cross section. Oops, which way is this going? I finished the cross section, and then I did all of the 2x2 rib, and now I'm in the 1x1 rib, which is the last section of the body. As you can see, I have some striping here. You can see where I like switched the balls, which is really frustrating because I tried very, very, very hard to blend them. When I received this yarn, the balls were kind of like wildly different. There were 3 of them that were really solid dark red. Not a lot of variegation, mostly just red, no like orange or anything like that. And then there were a couple of skeins that were really orange in some places and red in others, like not quite dyed the same, if that makes sense. And so I was like, I have a lot of blending work I have to do on this sweater. And I tried very hard. I tried to order the skeins of yarn according to what they were dyed like so that I wouldn't get any striping issues. I was rotating, alternating skeins and everything like that. And I still ended up with a little bit of striping, or color blocking, I guess is the better word for that, which is annoying, but oh well. It's at the bottom of the sweater, so hopefully it's not like super obvious. Otherwise, I'm still really happy with how it's turning out, and the color blocking doesn't bother me enough to want to like go back and rip it out. And I don't know, I'd have to rip back quite far and like alternate more. I don't want to do that. I really just want to be done with this sweater. So I'm just going to continue understanding that this is what happens when you knit with hand-dyed yarn. So that's fine. It's not making me hate the sweater or anything. So I'll be on to the sleeves next, which I'm very excited about. This sweater is gorgeous. I am knitting a 2X with the understanding that this sweater is going to grow like crazy because it is superwash yarn. Now, I think I technically fit, my like measurements were for the 3X, which is normally what I am in petite sizes. But because I'm knitting this with superwash yarn, and I know how much superwash stretches, I'm knitting the size 2X, and it already has stretched out quite a bit just from me knitting, and I haven't even blocked this yet. So I have a feeling this is going to stretch to be even bigger than like the 3X would have been had I knit it with non-superwash. So I think I made the right choice there. I am going to make a modification to this sweater. I haven't done any modifications yet. I have knit it completely to pattern, but I'm actually going to do a different neckline than Petiteknit recommends in her pattern. I just don't like the way hers looks. So I'm going to do a 2x2 rib folded collar neckline. I've seen people do that on Ravelry, and I think it looks so much better. So I'm going to do that. Otherwise, I've made no modifications. I'm knitting it to the length she suggests, everything like that. I'll see how the sleeves go, but I probably won't change anything on the sleeves either. So that is my Ingrid sweater progress. I love it. I think it's so beautiful, and I can't wait to wear it. I have another red sweater on my needles that you might be wondering about. That's my Sasky sweater by the Petite Knitter. It is also almost done, but I haven't put any work into it since I last filmed. I'm basically just knitting the body in stockinette right now, and I didn't bring it home for Christmas like I had originally planned. I was going to try to finish it off at Christmas so that I could wear my cute bunny sweater, but alas, I realized that I want this sweater to be a little bit longer and therefore need to order more yarn. So once I got home from my travels, I ordered the yarn. It is in progress, or in shipping. It's being shipped. It's almost here. And then I'll be able to finish off that sweater. So I'm not going to show that one just because I haven't made a ton of progress on it. Oh, the next one fell. My next work in progress is one that I'm very excited about. I bought this yarn and had the intention of knitting it over Christmas, but like I said, I didn't have as much knitting time over Christmas as I expected, so I'm still fairly like early on in this sweater. well, it's not really a sweater. I'm knitting a cardigan, which is wild because I've never knit a cardigan before. I have been knitting for like 20 years and I've never knit a cardigan. How wild is that? I guess I only started knitting garments like 7 years ago, 8 years ago maybe. I was like solely a sock knitter up until that point. So I guess it's not that wild, but still 7 years without knitting a cardigan is a little crazy. So I'm knitting a cardigan. You may recognize this already because I'm using exactly the yarn that the designer did. And this is a very kind of iconic look, but if you can't tell, this is 2-color brioche. And the colorways cream and yarnicorn from We Are Knitters. I was gonna say Woolen Gang. We Are Knitters. It is the Petite yarn. Petite, is that what it's called? Yeah, the Petite wool by We Are Knitters. And I am making the Fluffy Ass Brioche Cardigan by Claire Eggers. Her Fluffy Ass Brioche sweater went kind of viral on Instagram a while ago, and then the Knit Pro Girl knit the same version and hers went kind of viral for being so cute. Woozy by Celine also knit the sweater in the same combination. I wanted to knit the sweater, but the sweater is not size inclusive. There's only 2 sizes. The max it went up to was like a 48-inch bust. It wasn't size inclusive at all. I was really crushed when I discovered this because so many people have knit it and it's so popular and it's not size inclusive. It kind of broke my heart. But then I discovered that the cardigan version is quite size inclusive. I can't remember what the upper bound of the bust is, but I think it was bigger than 60 inches, or at least was 60 inches. And so I decided to knit that one. I am all for supporting designers who are trying to bring inclusivity into their designs and supporting that inclusivity in their designs. So yes, I'm knitting the cardigan because the cardigan is the size inclusive one. So this is the progress I have made so far. The hardest part for this so far has been just learning how to do 2-color brioche. I did not know how to do that. I only actually learned how to do brioche towards the end of last year. I signed up for a brioche slipover test knit for BZB Knits because Bridget convinced me that I could do brioche. And learned how to do brioche for that. I did syncopated brioche. That was my biscuit slipover test knit. So for this, I had to learn how to do 2-color brioche, which surprisingly wasn't that hard. My recommendation is if you like a design that's done in brioche, just give it a go. Like, brioche sounds so scary and seems so scary, but when you actually break it down and like watch YouTube videos from like Very Pink Knits or Andrea Mowry showing you how to do brioche, it's okay. It's not as scary as it seems. So I highly recommend you try it out. Even 2-color brioche isn't as scary as it seems. So yeah, I am doing a brioche cardigan. I love it. I want to put more work into this, but I have been like really grinding to finish the Ingrid sweater. But I also wanted to like cast on something fun while I was at home. So that was this. It's gonna be so cute. I can't wait. I'm so excited. And yeah, that's my fluffy ass brioche cardigan. I think that's the only cast on that I have that you haven't seen before, or my only work in progress. But I do have another one that I like. I think I've showed this on the podcast before. I knit it, finished it, cast it off while I was home, and then ripped it all out. And that is a mitten pattern that I'm working on. I have no idea if this pattern is ever going to get released. I was pretty much doing this just because I wanted some cute mittens and wanted to do something very special with this yarn. I have this beautiful yarn that my boyfriend's family brought me from Scotland. It's this gorgeous heathery purple. I love it. It's very interesting. So it's local to Dornoch, which is where they go in Scotland. And other than that, they didn't know anything about the yarn. I never knew what people were talking about when they said they could feel spinning oil in the yarn, but I can feel the spinning oil in this. Like, I get it now. So that's been very interesting. But I wanted to do something really special with this. So I decided to design a mitten pattern. I really love this very specific cable pattern right now. Here, I'm gonna take off my swatch and show you. I am a big fan of this kind of cable right now. Oh, yeah, there we go. So I really wanted a pair of mittens that kind of featured that cable pattern. So I designed a little mitten pattern that features this. I have just been having problems with like the thumb gusset increases and like getting that at the right height and like right increase rate. So I like knit the whole mittens and put it on my hand. I had tested this so many times, but cast them off and the gusset was sitting like up here. And I was like, for a couple days, I was like, it's fine. I'm fine with this. I'll be used to it. It drove me nuts. So ripped them out, starting again. So I haven't gotten very far. I was kind of like dejected when I had to rip it out to start again. I was like, I'm just gonna put this in the naughty corner for now. So alas, this one is in the naughty corner. So I guess that was technically a finished object that I then ripped out. I don't have any photos either, so sorry about that. I will get there eventually. But yeah, it's in the naughty corner for now. Yeah. I think that's it for works in progress that I wanted to talk about. Yeah. Now on to some acquisitions. So I mentioned that I got my last couple of yarn club skeins from Paisley Knits. And they are these ones. Oh, and there's one more that's in a project bag back here. Ta-da! I can't remember what months each one is, but this one is called the Sagani and Veins Filled with Salt. I think it's so pretty. This one is I Colonized Mars and Live Another Soul. This one was definitely inspired by The Martian. I do remember that. And this one is Beauty is Terror and The Fatal Flaw. This one was inspired by The Secret History by Donna Tartt. Now I think this one is my favorite out of them, which is hilarious because I have gotten halfway through The Secret History and then I had to put it down because it was giving me nightmares. But I just adore this. I think it's so cute. So I got those. I had also got the first Lonely Socks Fiber Club by Sunday Fiber Co. in the colorways Octopus's Garden and Glass Onion. I think they're so cute. I can't wait to knit socks with that too. And I got some yarn for Christmas. I got a lot of yarn for Christmas actually. Everybody knows that I love to knit, so I'm a big fan. I'm going to start with one that I bought. It's really hard to find drops in North America. And my friend texted me right before she left. She was like, look, my local yarn store has yarn. I get a student discount. If you want me to buy you anything, let me know. And so I asked her to pick me up some Drops Air. This is the colorway 03, which is their like light gray. I have never knit with Drops Air before. I didn't know if I liked blown yarn or not, which is why I went with Drops Air. I know that there's a lot of controversy surrounding drops, but yarn is very expensive, and I think sometimes financially you have to make the decision to maybe support a brand that you don't fully align with, but that is in your budget so that you can continue your hobby. And I like to knit with yarns of all different budgets. Obviously, I'm a student. I don't make a ton of money. I love hand-dyed yarn, but buying a sweater's quantity of hand-dyed yarn, especially for somebody my size, is a lot, and I have to save up a long time to do that. So I got a sweater's quantity of drops there. I love this. I've already swatched with this. I'm going to be knitting the Poet sweater, or the Poet pullover by Sari Nordland. I'm knitting the Poet socks, and I just love them. I mean, I've been knitting them forever. They're still on my needles, but I love that pattern so much, and I am going to make the Poet slipover. I'm so excited. This is so soft. Oh my gosh. I love it. I can't wait. So she picked that up for me, and then we swapped when we met up at Christmas. So that was lovely. I also ordered some other yarn from a Canadian store called Galt House of Yarn. This company is out of Toronto, and they're the only place that I can find Filcolana in North America. So I actually picked up a whole bunch of different colors of Filcolana Arvetta. I really wanted to try this one, and was really happy to see that I could get it in Ontario, so I just shipped it to my parents' house, and picked this up when I arrived. Mom had it laid out very cutely on my bed. It was very sweet. So I'm very excited to try Filcolana Arvetta. I've heard such amazing things about it and how phenomenal it is as a sock yarn. And don't get me wrong, I love knitting with hand-dyed sock yarn. It's such a treat, but I'm designing a lot of sock patterns, and I want to make sure that the yarn that I recommend can fit lots of different budgets. So we're testing out Filcolana Arvetta. It's so soft. I can't wait to knit with it. While I was in North Carolina visiting my boyfriend and his family, my boyfriend and his mom, I did research into yarn stores around them, and then surprised me one day by taking me to one of them. We went to Fibre and Friends outside of Asheville, North Carolina. Can't remember exactly where it is, which was, oh my god, yarn heaven. That store was amazing. I died. Oh my god. Yeah, so I bought some stuff while I was there. I bought this. This is 600 grams of alpaca, hand dyed locally. I don't know what I'm gonna knit with this yet, but I love it. Can't wait. I made sure that while I was there, I was like, I want hand dyed or hand spun local yarn. So they pointed me towards those, and this is what I picked up. I love it. I think it's very cute. I'm clearly very in a purple mood right now because these are also purple. My boyfriend also bought me some yarn there for Christmas, which was so lovely. He bought me 2 skeins of this. This is a colorway that is local only to Fibre and Friends. It is their store colorway by Earth Yarns. And this is the colorway Blue Ridge Mountains. And I love it. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. But I think it's really cute. Yeah. We also went to Black Mountain, which was so much fun. I've been wanting to go to Black Mountain for a long time, and they were very kind and let me check out the Black Mountain yarn shop for a while. My boyfriend was very sweet. He came and he sat there and let me just wander around that store forever. I bought a handful of things. So I bought some yarn from Moonglow. Let me find it. Oh yeah. The Wandering Flock. It's just so cute. The skein has come untwisted, but that's fine. This is the colorway Mother of Pearl, and it is their 50% extra fine merino, 30% alpaca, 20% nylon base. I think I'm gonna make a sweater out of this. I think it's just so cute. As I try to twist the skein back up, it's not working very well. I had never seen the Wandering Flock in person, and so when I saw it at Black Mountain, I was like, and got very excited. Everybody in that store was so sweet. Oh my gosh, Renee, if you are watching this, hi, I adore your store. You are so sweet. Oh my gosh. I met Renee while I was there. She's one of the wonderful people who works at this store. I also bought some fiber while I was there, which is amazing. This is from Yarn Experiments, and it is American Rambouillet, which is my favorite. And it is in the colorway Mai Tai. So I love it. I'm not usually an orange girly, but I just thought this was so cute. Like, look at this. Absolutely adorable. So yeah, those are my acquisitions. I don't think I have any other acquisitions to share. Yeah, I think that's everything I wanted to talk about today. If you have made it this far in the video, thank you so much. You are my favorite. Please drop me a comment, let me know what you were working on while you watched my podcast episode. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked this episode, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to get more video content like this. Thank you so much for watching, and happy knitting. Bye!